I'm about to tell you the big illegal immigration problem that Democrats refuse to acknowledge. Welcome to the Jason Rantz Show, presented by None Better Tax Resolution. As the crisis at our border escalates, Democrats are working tirelessly to deflect attention from the alarming reality that illegal immigrants are committing crimes in American cities coast to coast. And they know that if you figure out the truth, Democrats will be seen as complicit in every one of those crimes. Now, in the aftermath of the tragic murder of Laken Riley, allegedly by an illegal immigrant from Venezuela, Democrat mouthpieces rushed to peddle the same tired narrative that illegal immigrants commit fewer crimes than American citizens. Okay, no one's arguing that illegal immigrants create or commit more crimes or crime opportunities than Americans, unless, of course, you count the fact that they're here unlawfully. The issue is that they commit crimes in the first place while being in the country illegally. These crimes wouldn't occur if our border security was actually effective. You see, it's easy to expose the fallacy of data-driven claims about illegal immigrant crimes. I do it in my book, What's Killing America. Take, for example, the astonishing number of illegal immigrants charged with crimes in the West Coast states of Washington, Oregon, and California, according to the data. Are you ready for it? It's actually shocking. It's zero. It's zero thanks to sanctuary state policies that prohibit law enforcement from inquiring about citizenship status. When you are charged with shoplifting in San Francisco, hit and run in Portland, or an assault in Seattle, citizenship status is not ascertained because of the sanctuary policies. That lack of documentation creates a distorted picture of the crime rates, especially in sanctuary cities where cases potentially leading to deportation are completely avoided in the first place. You see, when an illegal immigrant commits a crime and avoids jail time through some diversion program, the citizenship status remains undocumented. In fact, radical LA County DA George Gascon even ordered prosecutors to avoid cases with immigration consequences. Now, if crimes are intentionally left unpunished in order to conceal citizenship status, how can we trust the crime rate data? Plus, how can you even argue crime rates when you have no idea how many people are in this country illegally? Now, while Democrats downplay these crimes, innocent Americans suffer the consequences. Just this month, a tragic incident received little national attention. An illegal immigrant with a lengthy criminal history is accused of killing a 27-year-old Washington state trooper, Trooper Gat. He left behind a wife and 2-year-old daughter. Now, according to the court documents, Raul Benitez Santana admitted to drinking and smoking weed before allegedly crashing into the trooper's vehicle on I-5 in Marysville. Santana is here illegally. That's according to ICE. And before the crash, he served 2 jail sentences, and yet he remained in the country. But in 2017, he was charged with leaving his girlfriend with a broken nose and bloodied face in a fight. Police found multiple fake identification documents and social security numbers, which would normally arise some suspicion that maybe he's here illegally. No, too bad no one could investigate that. You see, he was eventually offered a non-felony plea deal with time served, 2 days after Governor Jay Inslee signed his sanctuary state legislation into law. Now, this is just one example of how illegal immigration leads to preventable tragedies. It's time for Democrats to acknowledge the dangers posed by illegal immigration and actually prioritize the safety of American citizens over their political agendas. And come November, you will have the opportunity to force that issue as well. Jason Rantz here with Greg Nunn, your local tax expert and advocate. Greg, thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, Jason, great to be with you again and talk about these tax issues.
So some folks out there have the IRS calling them nonstop or even coming to their door. What do you recommend they do?
You are protected by statute, by law, that when you have representation, they have to deal with your representative. And I am acting in your best interest when I'm dealing with the IRS. And I tell you, you don't want to talk to them, it'll just stress you out.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Greg might be able to negotiate a settlement for up to 85% off the original amount owed, and that includes penalties and interest. Call Greg Nunn today. Did you like that commentary? Make sure you subscribe to the podcast of The Jason Rantz Show. Get it at KTTH.com or wherever it is you download your podcasts.